Kanda Bhaji in Mumbai is nothing but onion fritters that are locally available all across the streets. So on that note, let's first begin slicing red onions. Once the onions are thinly sliced and ready, the next ingredient are green chilies. Well, this is something that I personally like in a bhajiya or a fritter because it just gives you that nice bite while eating. You need to chop this nice and fine, and this could be completely optional. Ensure while using green chilies, in case you wish to, chop these nice and absolutely fine because you do not want surprises while eating. Well, let's also simultaneously keep a deep vessel to heat with lots of oil because this eventually needs to be deep fried. Let's transfer all the sliced onions into a large bowl. Do not add in the chilies at this stage because the next step is massaging the onions with salt till they release some water. Let's add in salt. Well, after massaging this for a few minutes, you'll notice a lot of water or moisture like so. At this stage, we need to start adding in the rest of the ingredients. To begin with, let's add in chopped green chilies. This is followed by sieved gram flour or besan. Time to add in some spices. The first one, crushed coriander seeds, just a touch of turmeric powder, cumin seeds, untoasted, and finally, asafoetida or hing. Using your fingers, you need to massage all of this into the sliced onions. Well, you would have noticed a fact that there is no addition of water because the water that has released from the onions is well and enough. Our Kanda Bhaji mix is ready and so is the oil, which is nice and hot at this stage. The next step is of course to drop this in oil, but there's a very peculiar way of doing that. You do not need to form these into balls like these. What you need to do is hold the mixture in your hands like this and drop it into uneven clusters. Just keep pushing and it'll just keep forming clusters, and that's exactly how Kanda Bhaji is made here in Bombay. Basically, what these end up looking like are uneven clusters of onion and gram flour. Whenever you're dropping anything hot in oil, ensure that it is on low. Once all the mixture goes in oil, you increase the heat and heat it on medium flame. Once all the bhajiya mixture is added in hot oil, do not get tempted to start stirring it because what will happen is you'll end up breaking all the clusters and you'll end up with just shards of onions coated in gram flour. So just wait for a few seconds and that's when you start turning these like so. Carefully flip these over and fry these overall for around 5 to 6 minutes. Once these are fried nice and golden brown, you need to lower the flame and transfer these on an absorbent tissue paper so that all the excess oil is taken care of. We have all had our share of bhajis, whether it's a kanda bhaji or a batata bhaji, but very rarely do we find green leafy vegetables like spinach converted into a bhaji. So here is a recipe for all you spinach lovers, palak bhaji. Hey guys, this is the Bombay chef Varun Inamdar and welcome to Rajshri Food. These palak bhajis, trust me, are so simple, it requires no recipe. And they're so quick and they can be turned out in a jiffy that the first thing here is to heat some oil. And by the time this heats, the batter would be ready. For this, the first thing is to take some gram flour or besan. To this, I'll be adding in cumin seeds. You could also use carom seeds or ajwain. I'm adding in some red chili powder, along with this, turmeric powder, and finally some salt as required. We need to whisk this mixture. While I'm using a balloon whisk, this can also be done with your hands. I'm adding in water to make a nice light batter. I'll be adding little at a time to avoid lumps. This batter needs to be moderately thick, and to check the consistency, I'm going to dip the back of this spoon and run your index finger. If the batter holds shape, it means your batter is ready. In case you wish to avoid baking soda or baking powder, add in a tablespoonful of hot oil to this batter. By doing so, the pores of the batter kind of open up, and that will make the bhajiyas nice and fluffy. Well, the oil is also heated up, and here I have these leaves of spinach which I have washed nicely and I've patted them dry. So the next step is to dip the leaves of spinach like so. Lift these carefully and drop this in hot oil. We'll be making 2-3 at a time because these leaves otherwise may absorb a lot of oil. While you're dropping these batter coated leaves in oil, remember to keep the flame low, and the moment these hit oil, increase it to your maximum high. Flip these bhajiyas once-twice over so that they become crisp on both the sides. Once the leaves turn nice and crisp, we need to transfer these on an absorbent kitchen paper so that the excess oil gets drained off. Similarly, let's start frying the other leaves as well. Hey guys, this is the Bombay chef Varun Inamdar and welcome to Rajshri Food. And what I'm making today are bread pakoras. So let's begin. Bread pakoda is a sandwich of potato mixture which is deep fried. The first thing is to make the filling of the potato, for which I'm taking some oil in a pan. Once the oil heats up, I'll add in some asafoetida, followed by some cumin seeds. Once these seeds begin to crackle, I'll add in ginger, garlic and green chili which I've crushed. Saute this a little and make sure the raw smell of ginger and garlic goes away. This could take anywhere between 30 to 40 seconds. I'm going to follow this up with some turmeric powder and along with this, boiled potatoes. I'm going to toss this up and mash this with the help of a potato masher. At this stage, I'll be adding in some salt, followed by freshly chopped coriander leaves. Give this a mix, turn the flame off and allow this to cool down completely. The potato filling mixture has cooled down completely. Time to make the sandwiches, for which I'm going to use white bread and apply the potato mixture. Apply the filling generously and press it down with the other slice. Without cutting the sides of the bread, I'm going to cut this into 2 triangles. Place this aside and continue with the rest. Well, the potato sandwich is ready. Time to now make the batter. For the batter, I'm going to use some gram flour. And just to flavor it a little, I'm going to add in some turmeric along with some red chili powder and little bit of salt. Give this a mix and add in water. Add little water at a time so that you can easily break the lumps. While I'm making the batter, I've also kept the oil to heat. A little more water to adjust the consistency. We need a thick batter that would just coat the sandwich. To check the consistency, you can take the back of the spoon, dip it in the batter and run a finger. The moment you get a batter which has a clean finish like so, your batter is ready. Dip these sandwiches in this batter on both sides. Drain off the excess, and this goes very carefully in hot oil. Similarly, I'm going to add the rest of the bread pakoras. Well, a lot of pakoda batters that you see use baking soda to make it nice and fluffy, but eventually you end up feeling bloated, and that's the only reason why I've avoided that in this recipe. Let the bread pakoda fry undisturbed for 30 seconds on one side, and once that's done, you carefully lift it and give it a flip. After frying this for a minute on both sides, carefully lift these, drain the oil, and transfer this on an absorbent kitchen paper. Similarly, let's start frying the remaining bread pakoras.
Paneer pakoras are the easiest when it comes to cooking something delicious and quick for your snack. The amazing taste and the softness of the paneer along with the flavors gives the best combo to your taste buds. So let's just start. I've cut the paneer in cubes and now I'm just going to slit it from the center and cut it into 2 slices like this. I'm going to use some coriander mint chutney, or you can use date and tamarind chutney or even garlic chutney, and all these chutneys are there on our channel so you can check it out. And then I'm going to apply a thin layer of the chutney in the center and sandwich the paneer. In this way, I'm going to make all the paneer sandwiches. The paneer slices are ready, and now I'm going to make the batter. For that I have some gram flour. I'm going to season it with salt, turmeric powder, just a little bit, red chili powder, coriander and cumin seed powder, coriander leaves, and now I'm going to add some water and make the batter, not a very thick batter. And this is the consistency of the batter that I need, a nice pouring consistency batter. The batter is ready and time to fry the paneer now. For that, I'm going to dip every paneer sandwich. Just dip a few pieces in the batter, coat it nicely with the batter. And now I'm going to fry these pieces. I have a pan over here in which I've heated some oil, and now I'm going to drop these paneer pieces. Just toss a little bit of oil on top and flip them over. Time to get these pakoras out. Drain the oil. The paneer pakoras are ready. And I'm going to plate them in this nice bowl which has been gifted by my friend. And I'm also going to sprinkle them with a little bit of chaat masala to give it that added zing. Here you go. My yummy paneer pakoras are ready. Serve them hot with ketchup or chutney along with a cup of tea and enjoy your evening to the hill. Subscribe to Rajshri Food. Till then, bye-bye. Bright yellow corns, when added to any recipe, work to enhance taste, color and overall richness. That's why I'm always game for them. And today I will show you how to fry corn-infused batter into crispy, delicious pakoras. I'm going to start with mixing all the ingredients for the batter. I have some boiled and half-churned corn over here, finely chopped onions, finely chopped fenugreek leaves, fresh grated coconut. It's optional, so if you have some handy, you can always add some. Some coriander, cumin seed powder, pinch of turmeric powder, red chili powder, some chaat masala, some amchur or raw mango powder, finely chopped green chilies, some sauf or fennel seeds, gram flour, rice flour and salt to taste. Mix all these ingredients properly. The corn mixture is ready and I've also kept some oil to heat, and I'm going to spoon 2 tablespoons of oil and add it into this mixture. Hot oil. Mix it with a spoon. I'm just going to make rough round balls of it. Time to drop the pakoras in oil now. Drop them in the hot oil. Reduce the flame and let them fry slowly so they cook from inside as well. Let's get the ones out which have got color. Another monsoon dish to add to your recipe book, but if it's not raining in your part of the world, just enjoy them over a cup of coffee. So do try them, comment below. See you next time. Bye-bye. A mug of piping hot coffee, a plate of crunchy delicious snacks are enough to set one's mood for the entire afternoon. But like everything else on your food routine, tea time snacks can get boring if we don't add that extra zing. And so today I bring a recipe that is tasty, easy and different. I have 3 raw bananas over here that I've pressure cooked, and also while they're warm, I've grated them. So this is how it looks after it's grated. And now I'm going to make the tempering for this. Heat some oil. Add mustard seeds, asafoetida and a few curry leaves. And add this tempering into the banana. I'm going to add some ginger chili paste. Those who don't eat ginger can always add some chili paste. Next I'm going to add the dry spices. Some turmeric powder. I have some roasted fennel seeds that I've just coarsely ground. Coriander and cumin seed powder. Garam masala. Coriander leaves. If you have some fine save, you can add that. Gives a nice texture in the vadas. Some roasted and coarsely ground peanuts and salt to taste. Squeeze a little bit of lime. Mix all these ingredients into the raw banana properly, and if you feel it's too dry, you can always sprinkle a little bit of water because banana has the tendency to dry out a little bit. And now I'm going to mash it with my hand and make small round balls out of this. I'm going to make the batter for the vadas. In this bowl, I'm going to mix a little bit of gram flour, salt to taste, red chili powder, coriander and cumin seed powder, water, make a pouring consistency batter. This is the consistency of the batter that I need. Into the batter, I'm going to add a tablespoon of hot oil. Over this hot oil, I'm going to add a pinch of soda bicarb. Mix it well. Dip the balls into the batter and coat them well. And now these are ready to fry. Fry them till they are nice and golden brown. These are ready to get out. This is one of the most common recipes from a Jain recipe book, so definitely give it a try. Do subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Bye-bye. Bhajiya or fritters can be tagged as one of the most loved snacks across India. And my today's recipe is inspired by these bhajiyas. Every bite oozes out molten cheese and spices, and I call it the cheese chili poppers. I'm going to be using these chilies. In India, we call them the Bhavnagari chilies, and they're not very spicy. So use any kind of chilies that are not extremely spicy. And now I'm going to show you how to chop and clean these chilies. Take a sharp knife, make a slit into the chili, open it up, and just de-seed it properly. Make sure all the seeds are out. In this way, de-seed all the chilies, and all the chilies are ready to get stuffed. Next, the spice rub for the chilies. For that, I'm going to mix some cumin seed powder, some achar masala, just a little bit, coriander powder, red chili powder, amchur or raw mango powder, just a little bit of salt, a little bit of oil just to bind all the spices together. Mix it properly. The spice rub is ready, and now onto the chilies. Just take a little bit of this rub, not too much because it's pretty spicy, and apply it nicely into the chili. In this way, finish all your chilies. The chilies are ready, and now onto the cheese stuffing. For that, I have some cheddar and finely chopped capsicums. You can even use onions if you want. Mix the two. Make a ball of this stuffing and fill it in the chilies. If you're making it in a large quantity, you can make these chilies a day in advance and refrigerate them. The chilies are ready, and now I'm going to make the batter. For that, I have some gram flour, few of the spices, asafoetida, coriander and cumin seed powder, and just a little bit of red chili powder, salt. Add some water and make a thick batter. And this is the consistency I need for the batter, thick enough to coat the chilies. I'm going to fry the chilies now, so dip them in the batter and then they go into the oil. Fry them till you get a nice golden color. This one's ready to come out. This one is quite a hit in all my parties. I'm sure you're going to love it. So do try this at home, subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Bye-bye.